Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have a crazy current events video for you guys. If you guys are unfamiliar with this, these are, a series in which I react to ridiculous things, ridiculous stories that are going around while I'm playing some video games in the background. So this is an incident that happened about a week ago, and this happened in Great Britain, and I wanted to wait a few days to see if more information came out, and I was right, more information did come out, and I'll explain why I waited a few days on this one. But basically, there is this important tree, this sacred tree that is in the UK, and it's actually a tree that was actually planted alongside an ancient brick wall that the Romans had actually had when they had actually conquered Great Britain, over at that, centuries ago. But anyways, about this tree is this tree referred to as the Robin Hood tree. It's right near Hadrian's Wall. It's the Roman wall. This tree is sacred and has appeared in several British movies. Going through decades of movies, and some idiot, some 16-year-old, was actually arrested for cutting this tree down. Let's have a picture of it right here up on the screen. Yeah, so what kind of moron would do something like this? But here's the thing about this. What puzzles me the most about this story is that this was a 16-year-old kid who did this. 16 years old. So this is a 300-year-old tree. And you're telling me that a 16-year-old managed to cut this tree down? Something just wasn't right for me. Let's play a video right here.
Just want to bring you some breaking news just coming into us regarding that famous sycamore tree. A second person has now been arrested in connection with the felling of the famous sycamore tree next to Hadrian's Wall in Northumberland. It was, as we know, nearly 300 years old, and a full investigation was launched after the sycamore gap tree was felled overnight between Wednesday and Thursday in what police say was a deliberate act of vandalism. A range of inquiries have been going on ever since, police say with the support of partners, as officers look to find out the full circumstances surrounding the damage and identify those involved.
And so I don't know anything about tree cutting. But for me, I just couldn't believe it that a 16-year-old would manage to cut down a tree. Most 16-year-olds don't even know how to drive, let alone, cut down a tree. But it turns out that I was right, that there was actually a second arrest made, and there was a man that was in his 60s, and this is probably the guy who brought the equipment, planned this out. It says British police on Friday made their second arrest over the cutting down of a 300-year-old tree near the Roman landmark of Hadrian's Wall in the northeast of England. Hours after a 16-year-old was freed on bail, Northumbria police said a man in his 60s was arrested and is being questioned in custody. The senseless destruction of what is undoubtedly a world-renowned landmark and a local treasure has quite rightly resulted in an outgoing of shock, horror, and anger throughout the northeast and further afield, Detective Chief Inspector Rebecca Fenny Menzies said. I hope this second arrest demonstrates just how seriously we're taking the situation and our ongoing commitment to find those responsible and bring them to justice, she added. The 16-year-old boy was arrested on Thursday on suspicion of criminal damage after the tree was destroyed overnight. So, for people wondering why they are not showing the 16-year-old's face and why they are not revealing his name, it is because in the UK, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a law that states that if you are actually under 18, the police are not allowed to publicly release your image, and they are not publicly allowed to release your name. As for the 60-year-old man, his name isn't here either. I don't know why his information isn't being revealed. Why anyone would want to cut down one of England's most iconic trees has left people across the UK baffled and angry. Robert McFarlane, a renowned nature writer, said he was sick to the core to hear the news about the tree, which was known and loved by millions. And why would somebody do something like this? Why? Like, the tree wasn't doing anything. Kind of moron would do something like this. This was obviously done for publicity. The idiots that cut down this tree, they could then look at, movies or whatever else, any kind of media that this tree was in, and be like, I was the idiot who cut that tree down. I just see the part of a piece of a much brother hostile environment towards the living world in this country, he told BBC Radio. If I was a tree that ashes were scattered under, marriages were made under, and it was shelter for tired walkers. McFarlane said he was buoyed by the widespread disgust that followed the news of the tree's felling, and suggested that a new forest be planted in its honor. Following centuries of industrialization and urbanization, Britain is considered to be one of the most deforested countries in Europe. The tree was one of the main landmarks along Hadrian's Wall, a UNESCO World Heritage Site built nearly 2,000 years ago when Britain was part of the Roman Empire to guard its northwestern frontier. So yeah, this is the part that I actually forgot about, is that this tree was so sacred. People had their marriages here. People's ashes were also thrown here, and for some idiot to just cut this tree down, it is heartbreaking. For generations, walkers have paused to admire and photograph the tree at Sycamore Gap, which was made famous when it appeared in Kevin Costner's 1991 film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. The National Trust, which for more than 125 years has sought to protect England's heritage and natural landscapes, that is currently making the site safe and helping staff and the community come to terms with the news. The tree, which was cut down near the base of its trunk, could grow again, experts said, though they cautioned that it would never be the same. It's worth a try, but I think livestock and wildlife will potentially damage it as well, said Rob Tennant, head a gardener at the Alnwick garden nearby. It'll be very difficult to get it back to the original tree, so it's going to take a very, very long time for this tree to grow back. But on top of that, when the tree actually starts growing, it's going to be weaker, and you could have animals come over and possibly disturb the site. But that's just disgusting. You got a 300-year-old tree that was destroyed by some idiot, possibly for social media attention. We don't know if that's the thing, but why? Why exactly would you do this? Because I was trying to look through multiple articles. I was not able to find the person's motive for this. But here's the thing. When you think about this tree is older than my country, the United States. This tree is 300 years old. It has survived for 300 years old. This tree has survived through the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the Napoleonic Wars. It has survived through World War I, World War II, all the way up until modern day. That is how long this tree has existed for. And now for some idiot to just come on over and just destroy it, what is with kids these days? Why would you do something like this? Complete moron and complete idiot. And the thing about this is, we've covered a lot about those people, those climate change protesters, where they would just go on the streets and they would just block the streets and protesting. My question is, where are those protesters right now? Because this seems like something that would be an actual legitimate protest to protest over, not blocking the streets and harassing people, but actually protesting about the fact that two idiots had destroyed a renowned landmark, a sacred tree where people had spread their ashes, gotten married, a 300-year-old tree that was built along an ancient structure, along a Roman wall, when the Romans had occupied Britain. So where is the protest over that? And in fact, I think that there should be very strict punishment for this. I don't know exactly what they're going to get for this, but they already released the 16-year-old on bail, which I don't like already, but a 300-year-old tree gone just like that because some idiots wanted to be known as the people who destroyed that. But why would the 60-year-old guy do that? It just puzzles me that a 60-year-old man, it's a pretty older guy who is probably knows how old this tree is. You got a dumb kid that's 16 years old, doesn't appreciate its value, its history, but you have a 60-year-old man that knows how old this tree is. And this tree, he's seen this tree possibly, when he was a kid all the way up until now when he's a senior, and he agrees to cut this tree down too? Sick. Disgusting. But let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you think the punishment for this should be. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do drop a like. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.